first recipe, we're going to do more of a heavy-duty salad. This isn't necessarily your 5-minute chop up some lettuce salad. This is going to have a little bit more substance to it. It's going to take a little bit more time to prep, but definitely worthwhile. And we're going to be talking about a couple trends here. So the first one, like Christy mentioned, part of the pulses, we're using some red lentils. So again, great for, sustainability, fantastic for nutrition, very economical. Also, in terms of local,
they're a Canadian
food,
product.
Right?
Do people know that? Yeah, I was going to throw out some
the
stats.
Majority, yeah, do the stats.
So Canada, #1 exporter and producer in the world of lentils and peas.
Yeah, we don't consume them probably as much.
We're not eating them as much here, but they're so good for us.
Yeah.
So really, there's a ton of reasons why you should include lentils and other pulses in your diet. Including them is linked to a lower risk of several types of cancer, type 2 diabetes, as well as obesity. All of the fiber and vegetable protein helps you maintain a good weight.
And the second main ingredient is one that you may have not all heard of. It's called Freekeh.
Have you guys heard of Freekeh? Freekeh.
Freekeh.
It's supposed to be the new quinoa.
The new quinoa, very trendy for this year. Everyone's wearing Freekeh, and it's a very tasty ingredient to use. It's a lot of fun to play with the name. So in terms of cooking the Freekeh, it's pretty simple. It really depends on the type you get. So if it is a cracked quinoa or cracked Freekeh, it's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, and you cook it almost identical to the way you cook quinoa. So about a 2-to-1 ratio. Sometimes I say add a little bit more water, a little stock. I like it a little on the drier side, so I go 2-to-1 in terms of liquid to the Freekeh. So you can use water, you can use stock, whatever you want. Simmer, lid on, until it absorbs all the water. So it's one of those ingredients that's going to absorb anything that you cook it in. If it's a whole Freekeh, which I see more of the cracked one, I don't see as much of the whole one. But if it is a whole one, it's going to take about 40 to 45 minutes to cook, so a little bit longer. So that's pretty much the heart of our salad. It's going to be, again, like I said, more of a heavy-duty salad. So we let that cool, put it in our bowl, and then really it's up to you. Kale used to be the hot new thing. We still love kale.
Then it was cauliflower, was 2015's hottest vegetable, but now that it's $7 a head, not everybody can afford to eat cauliflower.
So we're going back to kale.
Yeah, why not?
And we love it.
Whatever your favorite veg, this salad is very forgiving. You can make it your own.
Absolutely. And the kale, the lovely thing about the kale too is there's so many different varieties now that you can find. Use whatever you want. We picked a couple today. They're a little wilted, but this is just a purple kale that you can find. This is one of my favorites. It has a few different names. Cavolo Nero is one of them. It's more of the Italian version, or Tuscan kale, or dinosaur kale, because it looks like those giant ferns. Really, really nice. And we're gonna add a little bit of carrot too. I'm gonna try to avoid as much knife work as possible. And especially, again, if it's always good to practice, but if you're uncomfortable and you want to hurry up, put a salad together, use your grater as much as possible. And these little handheld ones with sort of ergonomic handle on it are fantastic. So with the carrot, if I wanted to add some in there, and a salad too, it's nice to have like smaller pieces. You want like giant chunks of carrot. I'm just gonna grate.
Carrot tastes better grated. Yeah. I think because you're releasing some of those amazing flavors, breaking it down, getting the juices out of it.
Fresh herbs are really nice, so mint would be fantastic in this. Put a little bit of parsley, maybe some green onion, a little bit of that.
The more colors you can include in your salad, the better.
For some crunch, a little bit of texture, I have some toasted walnuts in here.
Fabulous. So walnuts, you're getting some vitamin E here, which, go for it. Yeah, you're splitting this among friends, right? And vitamin E is an anti-inflammatory nutrient, so very good for preventing and kind of healing free radical damage, which is important in terms of chronic disease.
Another great sort of cold, I guess, month fruit that you see a little more often is pomegranate. So we're going to use this a couple ways. We're gonna cut it in half, and I'm gonna do a dressing with it. So I'm gonna save half of it for a dressing, get as much of the juice out of it as possible. I'm gonna get Christy to actually take some of the seeds, the aerials out. Now I know I've shown her a couple times. We'll see if she remembers. So one of the best ways to do it, because you can be there for a while, there's ways you can do it where it's just all over the place. And these pomegranate seeds, when they hit the floor, try finding it. It's impossible.
You'll find it months later.
Yeah, they'll end up in your bedroom. They just fly all over the place.
Or you'll be wearing it because it stains. So you have this beautiful star formation that Jeremy's done for us. So you don't want to cut it in half, top to bottom. You want to cut it a cross section. So you're doing like the equator of your pomegranate. And then all you're going to do is whack it on the back.
And actually, one thing that helps a bit too is put your hand right underneath and open up your fingers. So it gives it a little bit of a support.
Oh yeah, that's
easier. And then
easier.
those seeds will just sort of fall.
And I don't know if you can tell, so the seeds are literally like
Come on.
raining through my fingers. It's a lot easier than picking through the wax inside of it. So let's see how well we're doing. Oh, there's still quite a bit in there. But you can see my bowl compared to what I had before, quite a bit.
And I cut it uneven, so it was a little bit of a...
So yeah, you can break it apart,
so just,
give it some help.
Yeah, separate a little bit, but then you can try again. And most of them will come through. While Christy's doing that, I'm going to do a very quick dressing. So with the other half, I just squeezed it through my fingers, just so I have just some of the juice of that pomegranate. I know it's harder. If I keep turning it, it's going to spill everywhere, but I assure you it's in there. I'm going to add some lime juice to that as well. So a little bit of pomegranate juice, a little bit of lime juice, and a little bit of olive oil. Really, really simple. And with the olive oil, I try to go 1-to-1 with the acid. Usually they suggest like a little bit more olive oil to acid, but it all depends on your preferences. If you like it a little more tart, I like mine a little more tart, then I'll just go 1-to-1 with the lime juice.
And they added lovely crunch.
Again, colors are great. And I'm not a big salad guy, but if it's pretty interesting.
This is a meal.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
So you have your protein. It's complete protein going on. Was that your question? Yeah. Because you have the whole grain together with your lentils, then you have a complete protein. We have some nuts in there, boosting it up even more. And that is our Freekeh lentil salad.
Super free.
Super.